I don't want to ask for free advice because that's not fair.
Okay, pay me. I'll wait for the check.
He isn't only a professional, he's one of the greatest of all time.
Who's he talking about?
Instead, I've got a question if he thinks he will ever try low-dose, long-term GH, like Sylvester Stallone has admitted to using, just purely for the longevity and anti-aging benefits. I'd like to see Lee live for a long time, as so would many of his fans.
You know, when I was in England, Aaron had some in the fridge and that, and I used a little bit while I was there. I think I'm only here for 2 weeks, but Aaron said, here you go, try some. I think I've only taken 2 IU a day for 2 weeks, but look at me. But if I could afford it, because I know in Australia it's very expensive, and then no one to get the right stuff if it's real or not. If I could afford it, and I reckon, 4 to 6 IUs is what you need a day, I would, as you said, for the rejuvenation type stuff, your skin, your cells, your muscles and stuff like that. Yes, I would, because Stallone looks great. I know a lot of those people are taking it. So if we had clinics here in Australia, I'm not sure if we do or not, but if you could get it at a decent price, yes, I'd like to be on it, to live forever, because me living forever would annoy so many people, and that's what I'm here to do. But truthfully be told, I really want to live to 100 to get a letter from the Queen, but the Queen won't be here then, so I guess I'll have to get it from, what's his name?
Well, it wouldn't be Prince Charles.
It'd be his son.
Yeah, whoever.
Yeah, not Harry, the other one.
Yeah.
The one married to Kate.
Yeah.
Yeah, him. How can I not remember his name at the moment? Philip? No?
Yeah.
I don't know whatever his name is. Him.
Yeah.
I'd like to get a letter from him, from the royal household, saying congratulations. Yeah.
No, I like listening to Joe Rogan and his podcasts, and he's had some fascinating ones on with a doctor that does hormone replacement therapy, and I was blown away by the work he did with vets over there, not animal vets, but military veterans. Yeah. And he was saying that, guys would go to the VA over there and just have pills thrown at them. Antidepressants, pain pills. And
Well, I had a friend that he ran one of those clinics over there, and he had so many men coming in that were on antidepressants and all these fucking pills, and when he took them into this rejuvenation clinic, first thing they do is do your blood work and stuff.
Yeah.
And he said 80% of them, their testosterone level was pretty much zero.
Yeah.
So we got them off the Prozacs and all these other fucking weird depression pills, started them on testosterone therapy, and after a couple of months when their testosterone levels were back up, these guys were feeling great again, full of energy, feeling good in the head. And that's the thing, it's like here in Australia, if you're a man and you have those problems, you got to jump through hoops. You got to go to endocrinologists, you got to go here, you got to go there. Women, as soon as they fucking start going through menopause and shit, they can go to a female doctor or a doctor, male doctor, female, and they can start getting estrogen and all these female hormones to feel good again and stuff. But if you're a man, they wonder why men get depressed, or they say men go through this fucking midlife crisis. Yeah. They might go off and find a nice young girl, or they go off and buy a fucking Ferrari. They always talk about the hit because they're trying to feel good, trying to get that fucking buzz again. So whereas if they went on testosterone therapy and stuff like hormone replacement, they feel great again. And like you said, in America they have so many clinics where it's legal to go and do that. But here in Australia, if you talk about taking testosterone, it's almost like if I can talking about selling heroin or taking heroin, they'll go, taking drugs and shit. But they forget, was it like late 20s, your testosterone starts dropping down. Some people can lose it earlier, and then as you get older, it just gets lower and lower. So, but yet for men to go get hormones here is just ridiculous. You got to jump through so many hoops, and like I said, it's been proven overseas by all these doctors, the shit and studies they've done, it does work.
Well, I was blown away because this doctor had done research for people with brain injuries, so obviously a lot of fighters, and the studies were done in other countries, obviously not in America, because Big Pharma probably wouldn't want to fund those.
And we don't believe that study.
So, and this guy, a veteran, actually tried to kill himself. And so this doctor started him on hormone replacement therapy, and he's still on a small dose of pain pills, but pretty much got off all medication and became a complete new man.
Exactly. No, like that, if you're taking 10 and you can whittle that down to
Yeah.
maybe just 2 plus the testosterone or replacement therapy, hormone replacement therapy, that's a good start there, because I've known so many people that were having these problems and they were taking all these Prozacs and they said they actually felt worse. They had more weed thoughts and suicidal thoughts taking these antidepressant drugs that made them worse, and they're like, well, I'm feeling worse now. Well, here, take this other drug. So they just kept piling the drugs up on top of it. So it's just crazy.
And I'll try and find the link to the video where this doctor talks.
There's so many, like I said, there's so many benefits from it, but yet the media and everyone else just puts it down as so bad, which I said there's abuse in anything. You know, young kids can get steroids and abuse them, but if they're used for what they're meant to be used for, so originally they were used for POWs back in the day, when people did come back from the wars and stuff to help people put a bit of muscle back on and feel better and get all that stuff back. But people are going to abuse anything that's given. But if a doctors could give it to people properly, where you go to the doctor, you get the prescription, or even the doctor gives it to you while you're there, so you can't take it home and stuff like that, people will be a lot better off. But sadly, you just can't do it.
Yeah, look, I can't help believe that this sort of treatment is being suppressed, because from what this guy was saying, it can help with diabetes and all these.
That's a sadly thing though, when you talk about big pharma, they control so much that really, when you look at it, there's no money in people being healthy and full of life and living longer. It's like there's no money in that. We need sick people. That's where they make billions of dollars from. That's like even the natural testosterone boosters, like we said, the DHEAs and stuff like that are natural, that are banned in the country. You can't even get the natural ones, which is fucking crazy. It's like, why can't we have a natural testosterone booster? You can't have it come into the country, gets confiscated, or you fucking get arrested if you order too much of it. But yet, like we said, you can go buy cigarettes, fucking get cancer. So it's stupid.
I look at it, from a financial point of view. Like we've got an aging population. The Western world, everywhere is aging population, and people are losing strength, losing muscle mass. They wind up in homes. They have a poor quality of life, and
they get sick, and it all comes back to you get on the pension. And like I said, a lot of countries the pension isn't shit, they hardly get anything, but yet they prescribe eating so many servings of fresh vegetables and meats a day, and people on the pension can't fucking afford that many servings of vegetables and meats a day. If you look at a pensioner when they're in the grocery store, they got like fucking no name tea bags, maybe some Cruskets, and I said they're very lucky to buy a good piece of meat to eat, because they just can't afford it. So they can say what they want about this is what people should do, but they can't do it. So, but yet, like you said, they'll go to the doctors and get all these pills handed to them, and makes them even worse. So.
Yeah, and I look at those old bodybuilders that openly admit that are still using
doing a bit.
Andreas, and look at how they're living their lives, and they're full of energy, full of positivity, and
you see Dorian, like people say, Dorian's not as big as he used to be. No, he looks healthy still. He's doing stuff. I think he's even done shows where he's been smoking a pot joint here and there, and just relaxing and chilling. So you see, even a couple of operations Arnold's had, just due to defects in his body over the years, he's still going good. Stallone's in his 70s. All these people, Chuck Norris is in his 70s. All these people have done a little bit of hormone replacement therapy and train a bit and still eat a bit healthy. I'm sure they still eat bad as well, but they're a lot better off than half these other people are. I've seen people in their 40s and 50s barely able to walk and get around. So no, but like I said, as soon as you try and be healthy and stuff, that's like no good for that, Or then if you train too much, you're addicted to it, you got a problem. It's like just because someone loves training, or then they'll talk about young kids. I remember some guy had his kid going to the gym on TV. He was only like 11 or 12, and that's about the age I started, 12 and that. But his father was doing it because his father trained. No, just going
that's
to the
what
gym.
I read on the internet.
When I was born, I was given gear. I read hormone.
Well, from the government.
Yeah, but the funny thing was, though, probably more than half the comments, because this young kid liked going to the gym with his father, and he had little abs on him, and he's just doing the sit-ups, push-ups. I couldn't believe that people were saying it was child abuse. Oh, he's making his kid do that. But thinking, how many parents push their kids into soccer, football, and the abuse they get there? But then, how many parents just let their kids sit at home and play video games for hours on end? The kid doesn't do anything. But this kid enjoyed going. He wasn't forced to go to the gym. But people are like, that's child abuse. A child shouldn't be doing that. He shouldn't be. I'm like, what the fuck? It's crazy. In other countries, China and places like that, they take them from the age of 3 or 4 into gymnastics and doing stuff. But here it's like, oh, you're getting your child doing something healthy, well, that's child abuse. Your kid should be sitting at home with a bag of chips playing fucking Fortnite, you dumb cunt.
Yeah, I've got young
that's
kids.
Crazy.
Well, one's 10 and the twins are 8, and I begged them to train. I couldn't think of anything better, and people think, oh, they're going to deform their spine or something like that.
Stunt their growth, and it's been proven it doesn't happen. It's not, I said when I started off, all I did was push-ups, chin-ups.
Yeah.
All the basic stuff like that, and that's what you need to do. Just body weight exercises done correctly. Then you can use a little bit of weights. You're not going to go crazy anyway. So it's like just those little dumbbells and stuff. Or back in those days, remember you used to have the old chest expanders with the springs in them and stuff, or the old bull worker. So, but yeah, it's good to be active and do stuff. But like you said, I couldn't believe that all these armchair fucking critics saying this is child abuse, the father making him exercise.
Keyboard warriors spilling their chips on the keyboard.
Exactly. Eating a fucking big cake. That's abuse. Yeah. My kid's fine. Look, he's inside playing a game.
Yeah.
He's 6 years old and weighs 150 pounds, but it's okay.
Other than that,
he's fucking obese, but your child abuse having your kid train like that, so it's fucking crazy society.
Yeah, no, I look, completely agree. I just think there's such a misconception about weight training, and it's the root of all evil.
But they've done studies where, like I said, it's proven to, like I said, make you feel better, release endorphins as you get older. Yeah. They say a bit of weight training for elderly helps the calcium in the bones, helps the bones stay strong. Yes, bodybuilding we take it to an extreme, but really when you look at the basics of all sports have some sort of weight training involved. So like I said, if you can just get out, go walk and do a bit of exercise, like I said, it can just be body weight. Some parks now have those little machines you can sit on. You sit on a seat, you can just push your body weight up and down. At least you're doing something. Just a little bit of resistance training can do a lot. Do step-ups on a step, up and down, or stand there like the old days. Remember the old isometrics where you just push your chest together like this for a couple of minutes and then relax it or stuff like that. It's like,
I don't care what age the person is that comes through the door, whether they're 70 or 80. I always say, and you see on the internet these like old guys and women squatting and deadlifting and
the main thing is just to stay active, do something. Like I said, even if like people say, well, I can't go to the gym, it's like you don't need to go to the gym. Like I said, you can just get up, walk around the block a couple of times. If you walk around the block once, then get home. If your knees aren't too bad, just try some squatting, body weight squats at home. You can do your whatever at home. You can do so many exercises just with body weight at home. You don't need to go to a gym, but the main thing is just to keep moving and stay active rather than just sit there and do nothing. Things do seize up.
Yeah, well, I think that's a lot to do with the hormones. Like I see guys come in, my age, they're in their early 40s and things are starting to fall down. They lose their motivation. They stop training, and I think it's something that we all should, start a movement where we can talk about this stuff.
Well, I said they have things, like I said, they always talk about the men's stuff, because I was saying to Rachel the other day, I said men for some reason, whether it's just from the old days, are meant to be tough, shut up, don't say anything, but now slowly things are being broken now, but everything is women cancer this, women cancer that, breast cancer, but yet they've said prostate cancer kills a lot more than breast cancer, but everything, you have a tennis, you have the cricket match on, and it's all for breast cancer day. I'm thinking, why wouldn't they have a men's cancer involved with cricket, considering it's all men playing that game, or a soccer match, or have a rugby match, instead of having it for women's cancers, have it for a men's cancer, because it is males playing the rugby match. Bring awareness to it that way, because men have so many other cancers and problems just like women, but yet women's are always pushed to the forefront. When any commercial on TV, you never hear, when did you ever hear of testicular cancer commercial on TV or prostate cancer commercial on TV? There are so many things that men have, but we never hear of it. It's always breast cancer, or have you had your latest pap smear done, and all this sort of shit. So it's like, sadly men, like I said, we're meant to be the tough ones and not talk about it and this and that, but then if you do talk about it, shut up, complain and blah blah. So
well, my wife just walked in. You must have heard us complaining about women.
But it's true though. It's like I said, there should be more emphasis put on men's stuff, and men should be able to talk about it more. But like I said, if a man does talk about it, stop your complaining and blah blah blah, toughen up, stuff like that. So, but nearly every cancer you see throughout the year on TV, when there's a rally on for some sort of fun run or a,
Yeah.
there's that one. There's a big run on in Sydney. I think it's for women's breast cancer. They have the cricket match, McGrath Day. Everything's always about women's cancers, and you never hear about many these charities for a men's cancer having a big fun run or a big day for men's cancer. It's always women's cancer. It's a pink day here, pink day that, pink ribbon. This is like so.
Well, it was a few years ago I read an article where they said that lung cancer actually kills more women than breast cancer.
Yeah.
But because breast cancer's a female thing,
And women are worried about their breasts and their looks probably. It's like, oh.
So the situation they have, and because companies want to be promoted as women friendly, there's been this emphasis on breast cancer. So everyone's focused on breast cancer. So you'll have a young girl smoking cigarettes, worrying about what deodorant she's going to use because there's some thing that roll-on deodorants cause breast cancer when she's killing herself with
Well, now they're saying that Johnson & Johnson talcum powder could cause cervical cancer. There's been a few people that said I've caught cervical cancer from the talcum powder now. So, like I said, there's just so much awareness for the women's, and men's isn't spoken about nearly half as much. If it is, it's like quick like that. Or there might be I think some of the I know Kerry Bickmore brought attention to because her husband at the time I think died of a brain cancer, and Mark Hughes, one of the Knights players, they have like those beanie days for brain cancer, which I think it's been a couple of men, but women get brain cancer too, but they've had a few men involved in that. But still, the women's cancer, when they have all these charities and fun runs and games that are all centred around the breast cancer for women, and like you said, there's so many cancers out there that kill a lot more women than what breast cancer does.
Yeah.